You are live. No, thanks.
Yeah.
All right. I will see you in 30.
All right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Broscast, episode 219. My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother Nick. As always, Nick, how are you doing on this this glorious Monday, June 3rd? We are officially in video game season, baby. We're in it.
Is this the start of it? Is
the start?
This is it? Wow.
We're in it. We're
So
in it.
exciting. No, I'm doing great. Doing great. Yeah, excited for all the stuff coming up.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. Yeah, June 1st hit over the weekend, and I was just like, yeah, man, it feels so good to be in June where we know there's a direct coming. We got all the Summer Games Fest up starting on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did do a poll because I just couldn't help myself. I said, where's the poll at? Let's see. Did it disappear? Oh no, here it is. I said, well, it's officially June. Do we think that there will be a Nintendo Direct this week? 60% of people said no. 40% said yes out of 30 votes. So people aren't very confident.
That's fair.
I mean, Summer Games Fest is also like on Friday, so like, I feel like Nintendo generally likes to have like kind of the spotlight, but how sweet would it be for them to do it this week, like Wednesday, and just kick it off, man? Like kick it off with some awesome news.
They do tend to wait, right? They tend to wait until pretty much everyone has gone.
Yeah,
and then they have the last word, the last say.
Yeah, because so, even during E3, weren't they usually the last?
Yeah, because it was typically Xbox on Sunday and then Nintendo on like Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
So they were typically last. So we might end up having a presentation when you and I are together.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Beach. Yeah. But that would also mean that we're waiting another 2 weeks for the Nintendo Direct. So
yeah,
we'll see. I don't know.
It's all right.
Yeah, I can wait. I'm excited for this one because we don't really know anything, right? Except for Luigi's Mansion 2, and that's that's a kind of a not super exciting. It's a 3DS port / remake. So
did you play that one on the 3DS?
Yeah. It took a while to finish it. I played through half of it and then went back years later.
Oh wow. Yeah, I beat it like in a relatively shortish time. But it's definitely I think the weakest out of the three, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the weakest. Just with it being, that's the problem with the 3DS. Like everything is kind of like level based. It's not as open concept as the first one, and even the third one was. So yeah, it's just different. Not a bad game. I mean, I think it was great. Like when it came out, great for the what the 3DS could do.
Yeah,
but. Yeah,
I really hope they give us a proper 1 remake because I think that's. I mean, 3 is so good just because of the co-op and generally I think like the level design is a lot of fun. The bosses are all fun, but 1 is just like it's got a creep factor to it for sure. Maybe not so much as like an adult, but definitely as a kid, like going into the bathroom and like seeing the ghost behind the shower and stuff. Like that was definitely like pretty creepy back in the day. But
yeah, I'm sad that game came to the 3DS in like 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Wild. Like that should have came to the Switch. Samus Return should have come to the Switch. The Paper Mario, what was it, the Partners in Time?
Like that was Mario and Luigi, like the regular, like the Mario and Luigi RPG.
Oh yeah, sorry, not Paper Mario, but yeah, Mario and Luigi. That one should have come to the Switch as well.
Yeah,
a lot of weird ones.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, that one might be kind of hard because like I think the one with I think it was it Dream Team, the one where you turned the DS sideways and like there was like they had like the gigantic fights or whatever, like the kaiju fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I think either that one or Bowser's Inside Story.
That might have been that one. That might have been the newest one. Either
Oh,
way, yeah.
Dream Team was the newest one.
Oh, Dream
And
Team was the newest one.
Paper
Okay.
Jam was also one of the newest one. I can't remember.
Was that Paper Mario, or was that the weird one? Was like Paper Mario Cross
Yeah.
Mario and Luigi? Okay. I always forget how many Paper Mario games are in the series, and like
There's like
I don't know. There's only like a couple good ones. Well, really good ones, I should say. I should say they're all fine, but just not what we generally want. But yeah, we there's not a lot of news this week, so we're gonna kind of dive. We got a couple of different topics. We're gonna talk about our favorite games of the year so far, since we are in June, and then we're gonna talk about our predictions and kind of copium, our hopes and dreams for the summer.
It's always copium with Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, there's always ridiculous hopes and dreams that we have that'll never happen, but we'll see. But yeah, before we dive into that, Nick, how was your week?
It's good. We had our friend Matthew in town staying with us this week. He comes in about once a month and stays for a week. And then Alicia was gone this week to DC. So it was
Okay.
Me and Matthew were holding down the fort. But it was good. And then just had had a chill weekend. Didn't do too much. Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah,
it's always good.
Yeah, how about you?
It's good. I had my first tennis match last week. I got lost. I got humbled. But in the moment, yeah, I was feeling like kind of bad for myself and stuff like that, just because you're like, man, I could do so much better. But then, like looking back at it, I didn't get outplayed necessarily. I just had a lot of unforced errors, and basically what that means in tennis is when someone hits a shot, like I could get to it, but then my return shot wouldn't make it over the net, or it would be too hard. So it was on me. Like I could get to the ball without any problem. It was just like trying to hit that. So I worked on my swing with Dad. Like I just had to work on getting it. Like my backhand, oddly enough, was great, but like my forehand, for some reason, I took too long to get the racket back, and then by the time I got it back, the ball was like right in my face. So I don't have a lot of time to actually like prepare and aim where I want to go. So we worked on that on Sunday, and then I've got a bye this week in the league, so I'm just going to practice a little bit more. But definitely feeling a lot better than I did last week. And then over the weekend, we didn't really do much. We ended up going to like our local pool, and I hadn't been to there since they renovated it, and it was really nice. I mean, it was crowded, but it wasn't like crazy crowded. But they had like a really cool like kids section, like with like mini slides and like a whole bunch of like water shooting out and stuff like that. So I think we're gonna go early on next Saturday, and like grill out and stuff for lunch.
Nice.
So we can get a spot. But so yeah, it was a good weekend. I ended up watching on yesterday as well. I watched Godzilla -1.
Oh, I heard. Okay,
that movie is brilliant. Yeah, it just came to Netflix. It's incredible, dude. Like by the end of the movie, I was like, I had tears in my eyes.
Really?
Yeah, it's that good. Like it's I mean it's like Godzilla's on the screen a lot, but like there is like a pretty good story about, because it takes place in like right after World War II, like right after Japan got involved and then and lost, and it's about a failed kamikaze pilot. And
okay.
he happens to kind of abandon his post more or less. Like he was, I guess he was on the mission to I don't know exactly where he was going, but he kind of landed on this like this island and told like the people that he's like, hey, something's wrong with my plane, but there wasn't anything wrong. I guess he was scared. Kamikaze pilot, you might not want to die, especially like it's towards the end of the war. Like it doesn't really matter anymore. So he's kind of dealing with that aspect of it, where he was supposed to die. He kind of lost his honor. But then Godzilla shows up, and so it's really good. And the special effects, man. Oh my god! Like
they're really good.
They're incredible.
Oh man, I need to watch this.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours, so it's not like a huge investment, but like whenever Godzilla's on the screen, it's It's breathtaking. Like, the
glorious.
visuals are incredible, and I think it won an Oscar for visuals.
Wow.
So I mean, it's real good. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. And it kind of it's. I mean, they have like the Godzilla like versus Kong stuff, like the monster universe, and those movies are cool. But they're so
It's a
absurd.
different
Like
thing, right? It's a
it's
completely
a
different thing.
totally different thing. So yeah, it's really good. I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. And I forgot to tell you, Matthew and I, we started solo leveling.
Hell yeah,
And
dude.
we got through 2 episodes.
Okay, yeah.
Um, that the second episode ended on such a cool note. I don't know if you remember, like
Is that
it
the one
was
where he fights the snake?
no, it's it's
Okay.
the one where it ends when he, I'm assuming, gets his power.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that entire episode where they're inside of that arena with all of the
Oh, okay, that's
giant
right. Yeah,
statues.
the first 2 episodes are inside that dungeon
Yep.
with the okay, yep. Yeah,
It
it's
was
pretty
pretty sick.
intense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
very intense. So I'm gonna watch more of that too. But
yeah, super good.
it's cool, man.
I was
Really
watching
cool.
I happened to be on TikTok and, like, the guy that voices, I forget his name, but voices the main character, like, he popped up and he was, like, talking or whatever, and then I was like, "That sounds familiar," and then sure enough,
That's him.
he was a voice actor. Yeah, yeah. The ending of that first season is so awesome, and it's like I told you, it's like once you get past the second episode and get to the third, like, it really feels like you're playing like a Chalice dungeon from Bloodborne or something like that.
Right.
It's super
You can
cool.
already see like you can see the gears turning. Like, oh, this
Yeah,
is just like a video game.
pretty much.
Even before, like you said, he gets like the ability to see his inventory and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. Um, what you been playing? What you wanna talk about first?
I'll start with Lords of the Fallen. So
Did you return the PS5 version? Or
no, I
you
didn't.
still have
I
it?
still have it. I don't know why I chose to download it on Game Pass. I just like I like the Xbox controller.
It
It
feels
feels a
right
little,
for a Souls-like.
yeah, it feels right. And I know that's probably counterintuitive to what a lot of people think, but I associate Souls likes with an Xbox controller.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I downloaded it, started it up. I've played probably two or so hours of it so far. Got through. Hey, Kellen.
Sun's in the background for the audio
Yeah,
listeners.
just bouncing
Bouncing.
on the chair in the background. Um, I got through like the tutorial boss and tutorial area, and then I made it through like the first actual boss. And this game's really good. It's got like
Sweet.
everything you'd want from a Souls game, and it has like that really cool mechanic where there's another world layered in. It's like the
Yeah.
undead world, and you have this lamp, and you can shine it in different areas and unveil like certain paths or certain areas that you can go to, and then you can fully go to that world. And the longer you stay there, the more enemies are going to come out of the woodwork and try to kill you. But you also
Okay.
get more souls for killing them. And
So
then
that
like
they spawn randomly, like, and
they kind
chase
of like
you?
come out of the ground.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like kind of like
Interesting.
skeleton. It's kind of like skeleton enemies that are very easy to
But
kill. Like
the regular world is your typical
typical
Souls-like.
Souls
Okay.
like world. But the
That's
cool thing about
interesting.
this game is if you die, you go to that world and you can kind of like go to a shrine to get out of it. So it kind of
Okay.
gives you a second chance if you die, which is really
Oh,
cool. And
interesting.
and that applies to bosses too. So you basically get, 2 lives
And then
on a boss.
if you don't make it to the shrine within that undead world, then you just reload or
Well,
at the a
you
campfire or
either die in
something.
the world or you find the shrine.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, I think you could stay in there as long as you wanted to. It would just get kind of hectic. I
Yeah.
haven't
That's pretty cool. I
stayed
like
in
that.
long enough for it to get hectic, but um, yeah. So the game, yeah, I would say the game it feels a little bit weird to play. Like it's almost like feels like 90% as good as a Souls like game feels. As good as a Souls game feels, kind of like a
Yeah.
knockoff in a way, but the exploration there is there. The combat for the most part is there. It feels a tiny bit floaty. Like it almost feels like The Witcher's combat, except I would say more impactful
Yeah.
than that. Like feels like you're making more impact when you're hitting an enemy. So that there's kind of that aspect to it, and then it is
I really feel like Lies of P is like the best, the closest it's ever been to being like,
to feeling perfect.
yeah, to feeling like a FromSoft game.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. This one definitely doesn't feel as good as Lies of P. But the performance is a little finicky, even
Even after
after
the patches.
the 20 patches that they added in.
Interesting. Okay.
And
Is it 60?
yeah, there's a performance
Okay.
mode and a quality mode. So I've been running performance, and uh, it's like kind of off-putting because when you rest at a shrine, it loads the world again, and there's like a loading screen that you go to. So it's not like Dark Souls or Elden Ring in that fashion. Um, and then like just kind of like going to certain areas, it'll hitch a little bit.
Okay.
But I've never had it too bad on enemy encounters. It's really just like with kind of the world exploration that you just kind of run into these kind of random hitches. So it's not a smooth 60. That's
Okay.
just the only like really the only downside of this. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, it's getting me hyped up for that Elden Ring DLC.
Dude,
It's scratching
18
that itch.
days, man. God.
Yeah, it's coming soon. Yeah, but overall, like Lords of the Fallen, I think if you're looking for a Souls-like game and you've already played, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Sekiro, Elden Ring, Bloodborne,
You got
this
that
is a good one.
itch. Yeah.
Yeah, if you need to scratch that itch, Lords of the Fallen, great game.
Yeah, I'll probably dive. Like I've got it on the PS5 too, but I'll probably dive some point this summer when games hopefully let up a little bit. Who knows with what's coming up, but
Yeah,
um yeah, I've got to get to that. That's on my list. That's on my list of stuff to
on the
do. But
list.
um good. Well, I'm glad it's good, and it sounds like it's different enough to kind of stand out a little bit on its own.
Yeah, that underworld aspect really helps it stand out. I think that's an incredibly cool addition to the game.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to play it.
All right, I want to hear your Hellblade 2 progress.
Yep,
Have you finished it? Where you at?
I'm still when I text you when I got past the giant, when I got past the giant and then I made it through. You're trying to find like the secret society or you know what I'm talking about. Like you're
Yeah.
trying to find like these secret people to help you kill these giants
Oh,
that are like
the
roaming the
hidden
land,
folk.
the hidden folk. So I got through that entire sequence. Man, I really like this game. Like I'm kind of on not on the same level as like Stellar Blade. Like I'm just kind of taking my time with it.
Mhm.
But when I'm not playing it, like I'm thinking about it. I want to, and in this game, like I could do like 30-minute chunks if I wanted to, but I feel like if I kind of just want to like either tonight or maybe tomorrow just finish it up, just do like a 2 hour, 2 or 3 hour just kind of session. But I'm really liking it, man. Like, yeah, the combat is incredibly basic. It if you even want to call it combat, it kind of feels more on like the lines of like just a quick time, like it's like a hidden quick time thing. Like, oh, you just dodge,
Yeah.
or okay, you parry. Oh, you perfect parried. Your sword turns like bluish, and then you get your mirror lights up, and use like the slow mo and kind of kill the enemies off. So it's very basic, but like the narrative is so engaging, and just the world and like the
Mhm.
characters that I've met so far, like it just all of it feels, I don't know, it just feels very immersive when I'm playing.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels very, very immersive. And that Hidden Folk chapter, that was the one I was talking about that was like kind of like nodding back to the first game where it's like a
Yeah, a
little
little
bit
bit.
darker, a little scarier,
Yeah.
way more atmospheric. I really liked that chapter
It was
overall.
great. Yeah,
Mhm.
it felt like it didn't really take that long in like retrospect, but like it felt like a long
Yeah.
piece of content just because it was so dark, and like she's still trying, she's obviously dealing with a lot of stuff, but just dealing with all the people that have died along the way, and
Mhm.
like their little ghostly figures like in the water, and like, it's really good. And then is the giant was before that, right? Yeah.
Well, you have like that boss encounter with the giant.
Yeah. Yeah, when you fight her. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah. it was. I'm really enjoying it so far. I can't wait to finish some more and play some more and finish
You're
it. But
you're
it's good.
pretty close. I mean, not like
Yeah.
close, but you're like
I mean,
within
looking at
2
like
hours.
if I'm going by the totems, like there's
Yeah,
3 that I'm missing.
limited.
Like, I mean, I've definitely missed a lot, which I'm like,
Where
how did I
are they?
miss them? Because like I do make sure that I look and like I really like the like finding the face in the mountains or like in the dirt or whatever,
Yeah,
and like it
yeah.
opens up a hidden path and you find the tree. I don't really know what the tree does, but there's a tree. And it has like a voiceover of like kind of I guess kind of like the lore of the land or that area. Which I really like. I've always loved like the BioShock audio tapes and stuff. Like I
Mhm.
love stuff like that. Just picking up stuff and just kind of exploring while something is playing in the background. Granted, I think this one you have to like stand
To
still and
stay there,
you have to
which
stay
I
near it. But
understand, but
yeah, it's like a 20-second clip or whatever, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, man, I'm really liking it. I think if people are on the edge about it or on the fence, they've heard some stuff people talk on Twitter, like I would just ignore them. If you like the first one, you're probably gonna like this one. Um, and if you haven't played the first one and don't care to play it and just want to play the second one, I say that's okay too. Like it gives a pretty good recap of the first one. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
yeah. Nice.
I enjoy it for what it is and what not what it isn't. Right? Like
Right.
I don't need it to be like a God of War style, you know, action game. Like I think it's just fine what it is. You know, if they do a third one, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah. I mean, I kinda hope they do. I don't know, I hope they do something else, but I'd be okay with them doing a 3rd game, you know?
You should play on Enslaved Odyssey to the West. I don't know if we talked about that last week, but I played that not I mean, it's probably been like maybe 8 years or so. So it's been a while, but it's made by Ninja Theory and it's a
Okay, okay.
great game.
What
It's like an action like a third person action action game. It's
okay,
really good. I can't remember
cool.
the exact story, but I remember like the gameplay being a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Kind of like I want to say Devil May Cry esque, but obviously a lot more variation in the combat than Hellblade is. But yeah, that game's really good.
Okay. Nice.
But yeah, I'm yeah definitely probably gonna play some more. I'll probably finish it this week. But I'm liking it.
Hell yeah.
Liking it. I'll briefly talk about Fortnite. I've continued to play some
Yeah.
Fortnite. They did update it finally, where they updated the vehicles so they weren't as powerful. They don't have as much armor, and I think for like the mythic vehicles, they no longer can heal on their own, um,
Mm.
which is nice. I mean, because there's still plenty of like there's like cactuses that are blue, whatever. You run into them and it heals the car, so you still have that. They just don't heal on their own when you're just like kind of sitting idle, which is nice. Me and Kellen have gotten through a few matches at the end where it's not just 4 vehicles driving around; it's actual like what we want, you know. And they added they unvaulted the boogie bombs, which in this game like you throw them at the players and it just makes them dance for like 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah, okay, okay, I'm familiar.
So you can throw those at the vehicles and it'll pop everybody out and they're dancing by their vehicle and then you can like kill them or steal the vehicle if you want. Um, and then I think they lowered the accuracy of like the um, machine gun turret for the vehicles, which helps out a lot because that thing is like super OP.
Mhm.
So yeah, just some smart balances. I think it took them a little bit long to get to that point. Um, but
A full
I'm
week,
glad.
right?
Yeah, it was a full week, which I mean, in the grand scheme of things, not a huge deal, but
Yeah.
uh yeah, I'm glad they made this changes because it's actually, like, fun again. Like, it's fun to get into the final 10 and do and, and actually kill things, kill people. So,
So are you in it? Are you in it for the long haul?
yeah, we still haven't been playing as much. Like, we'll play, like, a couple of maybe 2 or 3 rounds a day, maybe. Um, like, obviously, like, today we didn't because I had a dentist appointment and stuff, and then right after that, we went to go out to eat for our dad's birthday, but, yeah, we play about once or twice a day, maybe. Kinda see how it goes. Like, if we get, like, our first win, like, Kellen doesn't wanna play anymore because like, he's got the crown because you get to hold the crown for the end. He's like, "I'm
Oh,
good." So,
I'm done.
I think he definitely enjoys the zero build, but I think he likes doing the custom lobbies more, just because they've got like different options and stuff.
Okay.
And you still earn XP, so it's like you still can, contribute to
Still
like
the
the battle
equivalent.
pass. Yeah.
Okay, that's good at least. Then it feels like you are making progress. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad they fixed those changes because I was having a really good time until the new season came out, and I was just like, man, this is just it's not that fun.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they made those changes. But Nick, tell me about I played some Paper Mario as well, but I think you're probably a little bit further than I am.
Yeah, I'm on chapter 5.
Okay.
I just got shipwrecked.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
Yeah.
know. I think I'm going for the 5th crystal star.
Okay.
At this point, I got the 4th one, which was it was in Twilight Town, where everyone was turning into pigs.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That
remember
was a
that.
cool one.
Yeah.
That was a really cool chapter. It changed it up just enough after chapter 3, which was the arena one with
Yeah.
the 20 fights. So like the cadence of this game is so good. Like the story of each chapter is just so well written. And then
Yeah.
coming back to Rogueport after each chapter and like having your new abilities and like new stuff to do.
It's
I
good,
got
man.
like
It's good. It's a good
yeah,
game.
I got like a side partner that I like you didn't have to get, but you could get if you do one of the notice board missions after chapter 4. So
Is that
cool.
when that happens after chapter 4? You unlock the side stuff?
Uh
'Cause
well,
I don't think I've checked
you
it.
always have notices on the bulletin board.
Oh, I don't think I've checked it since I started the game.
Yeah,
I'll check it.
but like more refresh after
Okay.
each chapter, and there's one from
Interesting.
like it's like something from question mark question mark question mark, and it's
Oh,
you
okay.
find
That's
this
cool.
badge, and then they join your party. So it's cool. But I'm loving this game. I think it's
Yeah.
great.
It's good. It's really
Uh,
good.
I think the only thing that I like less than the Origami King is just kind of the world, like the environment itself. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot more exploration in the Origami King than there is in Thousand Year Door. But this is a GameCube game, faithfully
Yeah.
remade, so you don't expect it to be as grandiose in that aspect.
Yeah.
But everything else is like way better than
Yeah.
Origami King.
Oh, yeah. Just the
Yeah,
combat alone, like, it's that traditional, like, somewhat, like, it requires, like, an engagement combat system where you can, guard or not if you don't want to. There's been a
yeah,
couple
it's
times
so
where, like,
great.
I've attacked somebody and then, like, I was looking at my phone or something or whatever. I was actually last night I was actually watching, Game Grumps. I was watching their Resident Evil 8 playthrough.
Oh,
Uh,
nice. Okay, I
yeah,
need to check that out.
watch that one, and they've got 2, Another Crab's Treasures as well,
Oh,
playthroughs.
okay.
So I was watching that, and I think I started watching something, and then, like, I look up and, like, I was like, "Oh, crap." I was like,
Uh,
I got a guard."
yeah,
But,
I gotta
yeah, I
play
mean,
that.
so far, like, the combat's I mean, it's so easy, like, I haven't died yet, um, but that's okay. Like, I think the story's fun, it's a funny game, like, all the characters are pretty funny, like, when you go up into the tree and you meet the elder and she starts talking and, like, Mario and the teammates snooze off, and it's, like, 2
Yeah.
hours later.
Dude,
So it's
Mario
cool.
just stays snoozing. It's been talking to Luigi as
Yeah.
well, like, he's doing
Yep,
his little,
yep.
like, parallel adventure.
Which
Just
I
so funny.
heard that there's maybe some Luigi stuff in that game, is there? Like, new content? Like, where you actually get to play as a portion of maybe I misread that.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. 'Cause I thought I read that they had or saw that they had added in some new content,
Hmm,
um, but I'm not 100% sure,
that'd be
but
cool. I
yeah,
mean,
game's good.
yeah, I wanna start the, like, the trial of 100 pits or the whatever
Yeah.
the 100 battle trial, because I think you get items after probably
Oh,
every
I'm
10
sure.
floors or something, but I'm probably way under leveled. I'm, like, level 12 right now, so I don't think
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
I'll probably wait until but how many there's what, 7 crystal stars?
yeah.
You might have to do a crack at it. You might be pretty good.
I mean, maybe I could just get halfway through, get some cool stuff,
Yeah.
gain some level. I don't know. Maybe I should do it. But
Yeah.
this game's great, man. It's really great.
It's good. Yeah. It's a great RPG. So it's kind of got me a little bit more excited to go back to Super Mario RPG. But obviously I'm not going to do that until I finish Paper Mario. But yeah, I want to play that. I mean, I've got Sea of Stars waiting for me. I'm kind of in just a little bit of an RPG mood.
A little bit of a
handheld
turn-based
RPG mood.
active RPG mood.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to go right there. Just the turn base is my favorite.
Yeah.
Anything else you've been playing?
Nah, that's it.
Okay. Well, let's dive into the news and then we'll end it with our 2 topics. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. So PlayStation State of Play happened this week. How do you feel about it? I came off like I was like, oh, this is okay. I try not to be as negative in general with these game announcements and stuff like that. But then after like a while, I was like, you know what, that was not super good.
Yeah, it's like, what did they show? You know what I mean? There was just honestly like it could have been a fine presentation. There was really nothing for me there aside from Astrobot, which looks
Astrobot looks
fantastic.
really good.
Yeah,
Really
that's
good.
going to be a day one for me. That one, I'm glad they're doing something with Astrobot, changing up their first party titles a little bit, throwing a little curveball in there. I love it. I love it. I love that they're doing that.
They killed it with a 10-minute presentation of Concord. And I was like, at first I was like, okay, this is like a sci-fi shooter,
like
definitely
Guardians
of the Galaxy vibes, very extremely. And then I was like, man, this is like a really long trailer, and like the graphics look really good. And then I was like, wait, they've already announced this game before, and I'm pretty sure it's like a 5v5. And then right when I would like thought about that, then it just showed like the very boring, basic Overwatchy gameplay. And then like they followed that up with like the Marvel stuff too, which like I'm like,
oh yeah, the Marvel Rivals.
Who's asking for like these hero shooters in 2024?
I don't think anyone is asking for it. I think this is a result of people wanting it back in 2018 and it just taking them so long to make it.
People don't even want to play like Overwatch like right now. Like,
yeah, like
I mean, people still play it, but
well,
I don't know, man.
I mean, maybe they'll. I don't know. Maybe the game will go viral or something, and they'll catch lightning in a bottle again, like they did with Helldivers. But maybe. I just can't see the game taking off.
Yeah, I don't want the game to fail, but I look at that, I'm like, man, like it's kind of like Foam Stars. Like nobody's talking about that. Like it was like DOA. It's like, come on, like you got to kind of read the room with some of this stuff. And I know it's very hard, when something takes off, and it takes obviously years to have developed games. But I mean, there's been so many games that have come and gone since like, Fortnite came out and PUBG. Call of Duty Warzone, like there's been so many games that have come out and just died immediately because people are like, oh, this is really cool. And then they're like, maybe it's not so cool. And then they just go back to what they know. Same with like Multiverses. Like Multiverses came out right now, and I think it's doing decently well. But
it's got some issues, right? Like,
yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
The thing is with the multiplayer crowd, people will try a game.
Yeah, especially if it's free to play.
Yeah, they'll go out, they'll try with their friends or try by themselves for, play for a night, right? Play for one session, and then if it doesn't click in that one session, then that's it. And then the game's kind of dead. So I don't know. I feel like Concord has an uphill battle, but maybe PlayStation's thinking for every 10 Foam Stars, there's going to be one Helldivers 2. Maybe
is this also on PC?
Yeah, I think this is coming to PC as well.
Okay, I was going to say like it
needs to be.
It should be, yeah. If it wants to do so well, I mean that's kind of why Helldivers did so well at first, or still is doing well.
Yeah, and that aligns with what they said in their like presser last week, where all the live service games are going to go day and date, PS5 and PC,
Makes
And
sense.
then
Yeah.
anything, their flagship single player games, they're all going to be PS5 exclusive
For a while
for
and then
probably a
then
few
come out.
years. Yeah.
Well, I
Um,
did see that they announced like God of War, Ragnarok coming to PC, but like that requires a PSN login, so people are already kind of pissed off about that. I don't know.
yeah, like there's
I'm like,
that.
whatever. Like, I think PC gamers already have it very well. Like, you don't have to pay for online. Like that's a
Yeah,
luxury that's a luxury you got that people have had since you know PC had multiplayer gaming. Like console has always had, and I'm not going to complain about it because it's just something that I've always known, and I just don't think at this point that these companies won't. They're just going to continue on forever because the money is too good for them to not to make it free. I mean, even Nintendo did it after a while. So
right.
um, yeah, I don't know. To me, like having a login isn't the biggest deal in the world, like having a PlayStation account. But also, like I know there are in like Europe, right? They don't allow that stuff. So like
Yeah, and I
they
don't know
just
if
won't
it's
sell it in
Europe,
Europe.
but some countries
Some countries,
you can get around it. You can get VPNs and easily get around that
yeah,
requirement. Uh, I'm sure people are savvy enough to do it. It's just that extra account that they have to create on top of their 50 other accounts that they already have.
yeah,
It wouldn't be a big deal to me, but I'm also in the US. I don't have any problems with restrictions on
yeah.
PSN accounts or anything like that.
I've always
So
said PC gamers they're a fickle breed, man. It's
they will complain and they will wait for games to come to PC. They
yeah,
will wait. No one, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with their strategy of like trying to like entice PC gamers to come over to the PlayStation platform by releasing like the older
yeah,
PlayStation games, like original God of War, original Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima.
yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna like get PC players to come over to the PS5 for the next game, to the
Probably
sequel.
not. I think they just want I think they're doing these logins because they just want their data. They want their data to use and try to figure out what people like and don't like and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, I
So
mean yeah, for that,
yeah,
but
yeah. I don't think people like no PC gamer that's got like a $1,000+ rig is not gonna they're not gonna jump ship and go to a PlayStation. They'll they'll wait whatever or with PlayStation's live service strategy, they'll get that stuff day one anyways. So and
right.
I have a feeling like later down the road, like the PlayStation 5 or whatever exclusives, like even the single player stuff, like I think that window is going to get smaller and smaller as time goes on, and maybe even one day it'll be day and date like Xbox does.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. Maybe one day.
um, but yeah, Concord. That was yeah, 10 minutes of that. I mean, the game doesn't look necessarily bad, but I was just like, man, like, is this trailer over yet? Um, I mean, there was that one like Soulsborne-esque game that looked pretty interesting. I can't remember what it's called, but
The Ballad
that
of
one looked cool.
Antara,
Yeah, that one
or
looked
is that?
that one looked pretty cool.
Oh, is it Where Winds Meet? That's the.
I don't know. That stuff kind of just
That.
is blurred together at this point. But yeah, there was a couple of things that looked cool, but nothing I was like necessarily blown away by.
All right, talk to me about Silent Hill 2. What did you think about that one?
It looked okay. It looked. I mean, I never played Silent Hill 2, so I don't have that affiliation. I don't have that nostalgia for it. I don't know what that game other than Pyramid Head. Like I know that's about it, right? Like I've just never
Right.
played a Silent Hill game. I'm not saying those games aren't great, but I just never played one. So I mean, it looks fine. I mean,
I think it looks stiff.
it does look
Yep.
stiff, and it's $70 too, which is like, you
Uh,
know,
I can't see this game reviewing well or doing that well.
you've got it on your fantasy thing, right?
I do.
Which I didn't
I
think it
do.
was coming out this year at all. So for the fact that it's coming out in what is it August?
October 8th.
October 8th? Okay.
Good month for it to come out. I mean that's
Yeah.
they nailed the timing. Uh yeah, let's see how it shapes up.
I hope it's good. I really want to play a Silent Hill game because like those games are supposed to be really scary. So
Right.
That's a great
just
month.
Bloober Team, they're not good with combat, or
They're
not
not.
that they're not good, but they've never done it.
Yeah.
And did the
Like
medium have?
I really like the medium. I think I liked it a lot more than you did.
I
But
like
there
the
was no combat.
concept
There
of
was no
it.
combat in the game either.
Yeah, I like what it was trying to do. I
Was it
didn't
the
really
best game in
understand
the world?
mechanics.
And maybe I just enjoyed it because it was like the first like
First,
next
like,
gen
oh, this
game,
is
whatever.
can only be made on the Series X.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I liked it when I played it, but
Yeah.
uh,
I mean, I don't think I'd ever play it again, but it was a really cool concept, like jumping between the two different kind of worlds.
mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, like Astrobot looks incredible. Like I never finished like the one on the that comes with the PS5.
Oh,
I know I need to, but there's just
it's so short. You gotta
so
play
much
it.
stuff. Yeah, I know. Um, but yeah, it looks really cool. Like we need
Yeah,
more like 3D action platformers. We
yeah,
just do. Like
absolutely.
those I don't know, like when you think about gaming in general, like I feel like 3D action platformer is like
It's what you think it. It's what you.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like now, we've got, I don't know, all the story-based games that are really good and awesome and having a great story is great, but sometimes it's just about the gameplay and like exploring like cool little worlds and stuff like that. I think that's what makes like Mario so good.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm really pumped. I'm excited for all the dual sense stuff that it's gonna do as well.
Yeah.
Like actually take advantage of the very cool controller. I mean, man, you gotta finish Astrobot just to see all the
I know. I need to.
yeah.
I need to.
That I mean that one looks great. That's obviously the
Yeah.
highlight. And then Until Dawn is getting remastered on PS5 and PC. Who cares?
I mean, I never
Uh,
played it, so like I might like check it out, but probably not. I don't know.
I mean, it's a good game. It's a really good game,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things. Like this is a. It feels like this game just came out, but it did come out 8 years ago, so probably more than that.
God, it's been 8 years since that game came out. That's crazy.
Come out 2016, I think. So yeah,
Yeah, because
almost
I
almost
remember
8 years.
playing. I didn't play that one, but I played the VR one,
Oh, Rush of Blood.
Rush of
That one
Blood,
was good.
and that one kind of gave me a little bit motion sickness.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, I'm good.
understandably.
Um,
Uh,
is that it? Like, right? There's really, I don't
I mean,
know.
they should more of like Monster Hunter Wilds. That looks really good, but that's 2025.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and then
wonder
the
if
rest of
I wonder if we'll see anything from that in the Summer Games Fest since
yeah, I
Capcom's
think
gonna
that's
be there.
confirmed. I think that's confirmed to be showing up.
Okay, that'd be cool. I I'm like I'm still interested in the Monster Hunter franchise. I just there hasn't been that game, and surprisingly, like World didn't do it. Um,
And you
uh,
played Rise, right?
I played Rise, and I just couldn't quite get into it. I think just the fact that I wasn't leveling up, I just had to grind for like material, like kind of threw me off. But
Well,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think you're gonna like any Monster Hunter
Yeah,
if
maybe
that's the
not.
case, because you don't level up. I mean, that's kind of the point. Is you get better and more efficient at fighting the
Yeah,
monsters, and you kind of you grind for their gear.
yeah. I mean, I've got it on the Switch still. I might have to put it back up at some point.
I want to get back to it and play Sunbreak, play the
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the DLC.
DLC. Yeah.
Nick, tell me about this PlayStation press conference. I didn't see this. I missed
I
this.
I think it was held after like their financial results came out, or the day of or something. But the new CEO got on stage, and you
Which
know
one? Was it both of
uh,
them?
I think it was both of them.
Okay.
I forgot there were two.
Was that today?
No, this was last week.
This is last week. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Um, but they basically went over their strategy going forward, which was very clear, and it's something that Xbox should have done like 10 years ago. But they basically highlighted that every live service game going day and date to PS5 and PC,
Makes
and
sense.
then every single player get like every all the flagship first party games are going to PS5 first, and then would eventually go to PC at an undisclosed date, with the strategy being putting all of their legacy titles on PC,
Yeah.
like your God of War ones and your Spider-Man ones and all that stuff, with the hope of converting PC players to the PS5.
I still think that's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. But I just don't know. Like, it's kind of weird because you look at the Steam numbers, and none of them are that crazy for like all of the first party titles that have come to PC.
Yeah.
Like all of the ones that have come like years after release on the PlayStation 5. So I don't know how much sales they're getting on the PC side, like whether it would be worth it to just do day and date releases on PC.
Yeah,
Or
because like if PC gamers, if they wanted to play those games, they would have already gotten a PlayStation 5 or a PS4 and played those games day one. Like I mean, I get the strategy, but it's like I think it just makes sense to do it at the same day. Not all the sales, like all the hype.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I get it. I get both ways. Like I get what they're trying to like trickle feed their exclusives to the PC market, but they don't have like a PlayStation Plus option on the PC. So I just don't think that, hey, I bought a 4-year-old Spider-Man game. I want to go back and play all the new God of War games on. Like that's just not going to happen, in my opinion.
No.
Maybe like once in a blue moon, like someone's like, hey, PlayStation 5 is actually a really cool console. Let me just pick it up so I can play this stuff day one. But like for the most part, I just don't see the conversion happening like they're anticipating.
I think that's the hardest thing to do with this generation, and it's what Phil Spencer said like years ago, or
Yeah.
a year or two ago, when he said that the last generation was the worst one to lose because everyone's now ingrained in whatever console, or whether they're PC or console, they're ingrained in that ecosystem.
Yeah.
And they have their digital and physical library of games that they don't want to leave behind. And some people just don't want to buy. They don't want to buy like a new console just to play one game, like to play God of War Ragnarok. Like, not people might be very excited about it, but for them it might not justify buying a console for. So
I mean, look
hard.
at you and I. I mean, we generally both always get all the consoles just because we want to play everything. But like, we play everything. We play all the third party stuff on the Xbox. So like, PlayStation 5 is just pretty much unless I can catch a cool deal, like a good deal on something. Like it's just first party. And like we said before, there just hasn't really been that many. So you got Demon Souls, Ratchet and Clank, Returnal, and Spider-Man 2, right? Is that the only? And I guess Helldivers. I mean, but
yeah, Helldivers 2. Is that it? I mean, you obviously have like games like Stellar Blade and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah. That's true. I'm not gonna say Stellar Blade is the reason why I got a PS5, but like I don't know. It helped. Like it enticed me to get one, but I don't know.
Yeah, I still think there hasn't really been a system seller on either PlayStation or Xbox's side. I think the closest thing to a system seller is Elden Ring, and that's not selling either system. That's just you got to play that. You got to buy a system and play this.
Yeah,
I mean that and Breath of the Wild. Obviously, Nintendo's had a lot of system sellers. But
yeah, I mean, Tears of the Kingdom last year. I think that's absolutely a system seller. Like,
yeah, but it's a lower point of entry. It's only $300, really $200 to get into it.
Yeah.
So it's very different. It's a harder sell. I don't know. I don't know what. You might be right. One day, God of War 3 might be coming to PC day and date.
I think it will happen eventually. I think they'll just realize that maybe the sales aren't and I don't know what the sales are like. I don't know how much Spider-Man 1 sold on the PS on the play on the PC. Um, but they're obviously they're definitely looking at that market, and it's an important one to do, or important one to get into, because if there's plenty of players that only play on PC and nothing else.
Yeah.
So it's important to get them involved with their games. Speaking of PlayStation, the PlayStation VR 2, which after this state of play, like I'm like, this thing is dead. This thing is just they had 2 games announced. They had the Alien game and something else. I can't remember what it was. Which the Alien game could be really cool. Like if it's on the level of like Alien Isolation, it could be a really great game. But it's also not exclusive. So, but they announced a PC adapter coming on August 7th. It's $60. But basically you could play all the VR games that are on the PC on your PlayStation VR. So like Half-Life Alyx, you can officially play on there. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, you just need a PC.
Yeah, you just need a VR capable PC. So it's like, I guess if you already have a PlayStation VR 2, cool. You got to shove out an extra $60 to get this adapter. And I still think you actually need some other stuff too. Let me look at the
See,
yeah,
the
the
thing
adapter.
is, you can already do this with the Meta Quest.
You can. The Meta Quest 3 is like probably the best VR option out there, because it's expensive, but it's I think it's on par with the VR 2, I think maybe. But the adapter connects to a single USB-C connector found on the PSVR 2 and allows owners to play PC VR games like Half-Life Alyx without previously required PC VR headset like a Valve Index or a MetaQuest. The adapter doesn't come with everything required to plug and play. However, us players will also need to purchase a DisplayPort cable compatible with the DisplayPort 1.4, and a Steam account is also required, of course, for Steam VR games. So I don't know how much of. I think the DisplayPorts are pretty cheap, like $15 maybe. So not a huge ask, but
Yeah,
I don't know. VR2 is already $600.
it's a crazy price.
But PlayStation isn't doing anything with it, so I guess they've sent it off. Yeah, they push it off, and let it die. Give it its Viking death over the open waters.
let it die somewhere else. They're done with it. I mean, they're not going to admit it,
No,
obviously, but I mean, I don't think this thing sold very well, and it's not because VR sucks or because
it was a good
it was a good sucks. I mean,
a good headset.
Yeah, it's just they didn't support it, just like the last one that they did. They had nothing
Surprise.
on the first PSVR. Man, like,
yeah, I genuinely like it. It's kind of shocked me when they announced this thing, to be honest. Just because the first one sold, I think, like 5 million units, which isn't terrible, but there was also like not a lot of games for it either. Like it was like pretty much like another Beat Saber kind of played
yeah, it's
a
Beat
place to
Saber.
play games. They have had like Resident Evil 4 VR is exclusive to the PlayStation, and Resident Evil 8 is also exclusive, I believe. So they've had some decent exclusive stuff, but PlayStation just has done nothing with this. I don't know, man. Like their peripheral market is weird. Like the Portal is just it's cool, but like nobody asked for it, and everybody just wants a dedicated handheld from them. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't trust them with anything of their peripheral stuff.
yeah, it's just weird, and I don't even know what I would want from their first party output on the PSVR 2. Like, I wouldn't want their flagship titles to go there. Like, I wouldn't want to have to buy it to play, a new God of War or a new
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Obviously, it would be some sort of like spin-off or like half game, something like that. I mean, I guess they could go like the Astrobot route, continue down. I know they had that VR Astrobot game. They could have taken it in that direction, done like more fun, like more, gameplay focused games, more fun
Yeah.
games. through the PSVR too, but yeah, I'm just glad I'm glad I didn't pick it up. It wasn't on my radar, but
Yeah.
glad I never, had the urge to pick it up because would have been sitting in my closet if I did.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, VR just isn't for me in general. Like,
Mhm.
there's nothing really that I mean, other than, like, Half-Life maybe, but still, like, I always get motion sickness whenever I've tried to play. Like, I tried to play Resident Evil 4, on there, and that was a cool experience, but, like, I just started feeling, like, kind of sickish when I was playing. So just not for me, but, like, also and I already knew. Like, I knew when it was announced. I was like, "Yeah, this thing's gonna be dead in, like, a year." And
Yeah.
sure enough, there's nothing I mean, there's stuff coming out on it, but nothing PlayStation related. Nick, you wanna read the, last one?
Yeah, yeah. Lastly here, Kina Bridge of Spirits, previously a PlayStation exclusive. I think that one came out in like 2021.
Yeah.
So it's a few years ago, but that one's coming to Xbox in August. Not Game Pass, just like straight up, available to purchase on Xbox. I heard this game's good. I heard it's got
Yeah.
like a fun little like 7 to 8 hour, you know, fun story focused action game that's like evocative of like early 2000s games. I Cameo comes to mind when I see this game, but I didn't play much of Cameo. I think you played it.
Cameo was great. I love that game.
Yeah. Uh, but I might check this out. I could obviously pick it up on the PS5 if I wanted to,
Yeah.
but it coming out, it's kind of a new release. I might check it out when it comes to Xbox.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll and it's like what, $40, $50?
I think it's 40 or 50.
Kind of more of a budget priced title,
Mhm.
which is definitely appreciate those when they do come out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is the end of the news. Again, we kind of knew it was gonna be a light week this week just because of Summer Game Fest coming up here on Friday and whatever else happens. But let's dive into. Do you want to start with our predictions or do you want to do our favorite games of the year so far?
Let's do predictions first,
Okay.
and then end on favorite games of the year.
Sweet.
All right, Summer Games Fest. It's gonna be 2 hours long, so just as long as the other ones, except Jeff Keighley. Oh, I like this. I like this little
Oh
thing.
yeah, I just saw like the little option to do
it. Breaking news.
Breaking
That's cool.
news.
I feel like Jeff Keighley is saying to temper expectations. He said,
Usually does for Summer
"Yeah,
Game Fest.
people are asking about Kingdom Hearts 4, and he's like, I don't know why you guys are expecting this. Like, it is not going to be at this presentation." He said it would mostly be updates to games that have already been announced and just showing more gameplay. So like games like Monster Hunter Wilds.
Well, yeah, we'll get. I think we'll get some neat surprises. I don't expect anything crazy, but I don't know. We'll see.
One of my predictions is we will see something Resident Evil. I don't know whether it's Resident Evil 9 or one of the 1,000 remakes that people have been talking about and alluding to, but I think we will see something else from Capcom aside from Monster Hunter Wilds.
Okay, I do agree with that prediction because I think, you know, Resident Evil is like the highest it's ever been in terms of like just review scores and just I think just overall like public reception. Like,
Yep.
I mean, they haven't made a bad Resident Evil game in like 7 years. Like they've all been really good. I mean, maybe 3 was like, and I really like 3. Maybe the Resident Evil 3 remake was like kind of the lowest of the tier, but
Still a good game.
still a great game. Probably the best one for replayability in my opinion. Yeah, I think I agree. I don't know if we're gonna see Resident Evil 9, but maybe like Code Veronica remake or a Zero remake or I don't know, maybe even original Resident Evil remake. Remake.
Remake. I mean, it's been 3 years since Resident Evil 8.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. I mean, especially if it's announced this year and comes out next year, that'll place it at 4 years, and then it'll be see, Resident Evil 4 came out in 2023, so that'll be 2 years after that.
Resident Evil 9, who do you think the main character is going to be this time?
I don't know. Chris Redfield, maybe. Maybe it. I thought the DLC was gonna show him going to wherever he was going.
I would like to see either like a Claire and like maybe Claire is like the main character, and then have Chris like show up, or just have like a Jill game. Like that could be really. Well, I guess no, Jill and it was Jill and Chris and RE5, right? Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, because Claire was the.
Yeah. Because Jill was
one. Yeah,
taken over or whatever. She was.
Yeah,
turned evil. I don't know.
Yeah, she like had that like spider device on her or whatever that made her. I don't know. Resident Evil 5 is and crazy, funny game. Yeah. I don't know, or Resident Evil 5 remake. I don't know. Who knows? Something Resident Evil. I definitely agree. Something Resident Evil is going to be here.
Do you think we get another Shadow of the Erdtree trailer at Summer Games Fest?
I thought there was going to be. I thought there was 2, and they've already shown the 2. Is that?
Maybe you're right.
because I kind of don't. I kind of don't want there to be one, and I don't want him. I definitely don't want him to end on like some more Shadow information. I'm good. Like I need to see nothing else. I kind of want to just go in almost blind with it. Yeah, I don't need to see anything. I mean, we might get like a little bit of a snippet, maybe,
right?
But I don't think we'll see a lot. And I don't know. Are they going to be? Are they one of the partners? I don't think FromSoft is there. Well, I guess Bandai Namco is there. So I guess it's a possibility, but I don't think we're going to see a lot if it is there.
Not.
I definitely think I guess we'll kind of take turns with it. I think we're going to see the first DLC for Alan Wake 2.
Oh, shoot. Okay, yeah, because weren't they teasing that on their Twitter?
Yeah, I think we'll see some first DLC, and it'll probably come out within a few months, I think. So I'm kind of itching to get back to Alan Wake 2. I mean, you had the tweet earlier with Splatoon.
Oh yeah, it's not a loop,
it's a spiral. Yeah, that game was really, really good. I'm looking forward to going back to that with some really good DLC. So I think we'll see Alan Wake 2.
Okay, I think Jeff and Remedy have a good relationship, so that makes sense.
And they may even, like, if Alan Wake 2's part of like the not sizzle reel, but like part of the show, like I could see Control 2 being like a closer.
Yeah,
that could be really cool.
I don't know. Like, do you think they're that far along on Control 2 yet?
Maybe not.
It's been announced.
It's been announced. There hasn't been anything. There hasn't been any videos or trailers or anything like that. But yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's a little bit too far out for a Control 2 announcement or trailer. I don't know. What else do you think could show up there?
I mean, PlayStation is listed as a partner. So Bloodborne.
Jesus Christ.
I
was reading the YouTube comments like during the show. I was kind of checking in.
Bloodborne.
Yeah, everyone's just like, "Oh, this is so mid." You know, YouTube comments go, but
right.
Everyone's like, "Where's Bloodborne 2?" I'm like, "It's not happening. It's just
straight up not happening.
It's a dead franchise."
It can't be a franchise if it was only one game.
This is true.
Yeah. But for PlayStation, I don't know what they would show other than like maybe they'd show off more Concord, like more gameplay from Concord or something of that.
Yeah.
That measure, I don't know what they would show.
Yeah, I mean, because we're just not getting anything. Like, I mean, they already said. I mean, Astrobot was kind. I mean, it kind of got leaked, but I mean that's probably like the big
entire
surprise.
presentation got leaked.
Yeah. So that's probably the big surprise we'll get from play. I don't know. Spider-Man 2 DLC would be kind of cool. I could dig going back into Spider-Man, but I just don't think that's gonna happen.
Is that
Um,
confirmed? Like, is there definitely Spider-Man 2 DLC?
I don't think it's been confirmed.
Okay, but it was like
Yeah.
leaked, right? Like something was
I don't think it was leaked either, to be honest.
okay. Thought it was, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think it was leaked. I don't know if they're doing Spider-Man 2 DLC, but I mean that could be really cool. I
Cool.
mean God of War got its DLC, which was a surprise at the Game Awards.
Oh, yeah, the roguelike.
Yeah, I just don't know what else PlayStation would show.
Yeah,
You think we get anything? I'm gonna say Hideo Kojima's gonna be there. We're gonna see something with
I guess if yeah,
I really don't want it to be the closer though. I just feel like that would be kind of too obvious. But I could see Death Stranding 2 being the closer.
I could see Sony holding Death Stranding back from the state of play for Summer Games Fest,
Yeah.
just to have another like
That
talking
could be their
point.
game. That could be their only game they show.
Yeah, that's actually pretty possible.
Yeah.
I just don't know how well like I don't know how well the game is going to show. Showing it again, like would they show more
Another
gameplay
crazy trailer,
or yeah,
like
another crazy trailer?
yeah, a bonkers trailer again. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, outside of Sony, probably see more Assassin's Creed stuff, Assassin's Creed Shadows.
I'm actually like kind of excited for that, to be honest.
It looks good. I just want
It
to
looks it
see.
looks
I want
really
to see
cool.
gameplay.
Yeah. I hope it's different enough, like, but we'll have to see. Trying to look at all the partners for.
Yeah, I think overall I don't have very high hopes.
I mean, we never kind of do with these, right?
No,
I mean,
it,
they're all they're fun to watch, but and I think that because it's a little bit shorter than the Game Awards, like it doesn't feel like as much of a waste of time, like if it's not super great. Um, but it's I mean, it's
right.
still fun regardless. But yeah, I really don't have much. I mean, I think we'll see like the Plucky Squire at Devolver Digital's event,
Hmm.
but at the actual like summer game, like the opening night of it, I don't know. Be
Yeah,
crazy if we got like another FromSoft game,
at the
like just
Game
another,
Awards.
yeah, like another, like yeah,
Well,
just like
they're
another.
not listed as a.
But Bandai's there, right? Is Bandai there?
Yeah, but does Bandai do all of their games? Do they publish all of their games? I think
Activision did
Sekiro.
Sekiro and PlayStation did Bloodborne, and everything else has been Bandai.
Hmm.
Pretty sure.
All right, so maybe.
That would be kind of crazy though. 'Cause, I mean, they had what Elden Ring in 2022, and
Armored
then
Core
Armored Core
3.
last year. And I don't think a new game will come out this year, but maybe get announced. I don't
Yeah,
know. That might be a lot.
yeah. That might be too much, but
And
yeah,
Nintendo isn't here, right?
no, they're not listed as a partner. I don't think they have a great relationship with Summer Games Fest, just because like they always have their own thing.
Yeah.
So they've really never been a part of it, and they're barely a part of the Game Awards as well.
Yeah, they usually have like one thing. And that's about it.
Yeah, they do their own thing for sure.
Looking, I mean, Ubisoft has got its own event. And then Xbox has its. You think Xbox has anything during Summer Games Fest, like the opening show, or do you think it's all
I think they're saving it all for
okay?
theirs.
Yeah, that makes sense. EA. What about EA? Do they have anything?
Anything?
Battlefield, maybe.
Yeah, maybe something Battlefield.
It's been a while since we got a Battlefield game. Or Jesus Christ, Titanfall 3, please. Or I don't know, something like that. That could be cool. Um,
Yeah, what games do they even have on the horizon aside from like Skate?
Madden, maybe
Yeah, oh,
Skate.
yeah,
Maybe
they got
Skate
the
will be there.
Madden. Maybe.
Like
I think they
show off like like the first like reveal trailer, pretty much, right?
right, something that's not just like playtest
Yeah,
footage.
yeah, that could be
Hmm.
cool.
Or maybe they show off Dragon Age
Oh
or
yeah,
Mass Effect. Probably
Dread
not.
is it Dreadnought? What's it called?
Dreadnought.
Dreadwolf?
Dread Dreadwolf?
Dreadwolf? That's what it's called. Yeah, because that got announced forever ago.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, like you said, like we usually don't have like a huge expectation for this show. Just hopefully they have some good stuff, some
Mhm.
decent stuff. All right. Well, any last thoughts on or any more predictions?
No, I think that's it. I think it'll be pretty tame. Get some
Okay.
good looks at some games we already know about, maybe a couple of surprises, but wouldn't expect too much.
Cool. All right. Well, let's jump into our last segment, our favorite games of the year so far. Let me get my little list pulled up here.
Yeah.
So yeah, just I guess I mean, we don't have to do five. If there's more, we can
Yeah, and like
certainly talk about that.
no particular
Um,
order,
yeah.
just okay.
Nick, you start off.
All right, all right. Start off with Balatro. Just
Watcher.
such an excellent game. For those of you who hadn't heard of it, it's like playing poker, but a roguelike version of poker where the jokers do kind of crazy stuff and you can really just kind of change your deck in
Yeah.
such cool ways. Uh, Even if you don't know anything about poker, it's a very easy game to learn, and it's
Yeah.
it's very very addicting, just like a lot of other like roguelike deck builder games. So it's
Yeah.
exceptionally good. I was very addicted to it to a time, and like I always think about going back to it, but
They had like a pretty big update where I think it's actually a little bit easier to go through the runs too.
really,
Um, so
I wonder
I've
what's
been
I
wanting
wonder
to
what's
check
easier
it.
about it.
I think they changed some of the cards around a little bit. I'm not quite sure exactly what the update did, but I heard it was
Mhm,
a little bit easier. So yeah, I've always wanted to go back to it. Like I kind of did that first run and I beat it for one of the colored decks. And I haven't really gone back too much of it since then. But yeah, I've been wanting to go back and check it out because that game is great. I'm not a big roguelike person either. Like I'm just they're not always my cup of tea. There's sometimes they'll hit for me, but
mhm.
most of the time they don't. And this one it's definitely a roguelike, but I don't know, it's just fun. Like it's card based, which I like
Yeah,
playing cards. And it's always got the card list at like a click of a button, so you can always see it if you forget. So you can always see what scores the highest and like you can like if you want each run to be differently, you can, but like for the most part, if you want to go for a certain pair or certain combination of cards, like you can really get it if you want to. You might have to. It might be a little bit of a struggle for the first couple of rounds, but you can. I think you can get it for the most part, which I like.
yeah, yeah. You can always kind of build upon something.
Yeah,
Yeah, it makes you think. It's the orders, the order of the jokers matter. Like
yeah,
it's a very very unique game. Yeah, truly recommend it to literally anybody who has a Switch.
yeah. I mean, even my son, my 7-year-old was like really enjoying it. He likes playing cards too, and
Mhm,
I mean he struggled a little bit towards the end, but he could make it up to like some of the higher antes. But once you get kind of to that point where you've really got to hone in on like the multipliers and stuff like that. That got kind of lost on him, but he enjoyed it for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Oh yeah.
This is one of my favorite Metroidvania games probably ever. It's the combat is probably the best playing Metroidvania I've ever came across. Like it's just so smooth, even on the Switch. It's so smooth. Like the different combinations you can do. The world is fun to traverse. The Metroidvania aspects of it, unlocking different abilities and stuff like that, going to
Yeah.
higher places and places you couldn't go before. It's all there. Just the gameplay is just, man,
Incredible.
it's so clean. It's great.
And the challenge, like this kind of the side challenges
Oh yeah.
are
Yep.
really, really good too, and
Yep.
really hard.
They are very hard. They're not quite as hard as like Hollow Knight. Some of the Hollow Knight stuff was like ridiculously hard where I didn't even at some point I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna 100% this game. It's just too hard. But yeah, for any Metroidvania fan out there, this is an absolute must play, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
And
think
it's
this
been
game
on
like
sale a bunch too. So like, I think it's $50 by itself, but I've seen it on sale for $30. So I definitely recommend it.
mhm. I think I'm gonna go Animal Well. Uh, this one recently came out in the past month. It's kind of a mix. Well, it's a Metroidvania without any combat. So kind of think of like the first Ori a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, just in the fact that there's no combat, but the Metroidvania aspect of it, the exploration is really great, and the secrets are so smartly designed where you're never like twiddling your thumbs for too long trying to figure out the solution to a puzzle, and you always feel like you're going towards something of value. You're always progressing. If you're going a direction, you're progressing,
Yeah.
and it's one of my favorite Metroidvanias, and just like the fact that there's layers to this game. You can go as deep as you want. You can just do the four flames and beat the game, or you can get all 64 eggs or do the bunnies
And really beat the game.
and then really beat the game. But
And
it's
you've 100% it, right? You've completely finished it?
no, I got all the eggs,
Okay.
all 64 eggs, which is like the end of layer 2, and then there's like the
Interesting.
uh
The
oh, I
ARG
forgot what it's called.
stuff.
Yeah, the ARG stuff where
Yeah.
you kind of have to get community involvement to solve some of the puzzles. So
Gotcha.
I could
Okay.
I could look a lot of stuff up and solve it to get past that final layer, but I don't know if I want to. I don't know if like I want to. I don't like feeling like I have to look something up to really
Yeah.
finish it. But aside from that, I mean that was after like 20 hours of playing. So
Yeah,
um,
this is one that I definitely gotta go back to. Like I played it on PlayStation, since it was on PS Plus. Definitely feels like a handheld type of game for sure.
100%.
So I will definitely, I think I'm gonna just pick it up on Switch in the future and just dive through it and replay it. Because I probably played a few hours. I wasn't super deep into it. But yeah, this is definitely something I feel like I should play for Game of the Year discussion.
Mhm.
So yeah. Let's see. Another Crab's Treasure. This is probably my favorite game of the year so far. I love this game. It is a crab like, crab souls
Like,
like, crab like. It is so fun. Like all the voice acting is fantastic. The story is very dark, for how
yeah,
colorful the game is. Like it's very SpongeBob esque and like it's vibrant areas, but it gets very very dark pretty quickly, and it also has a very dark ending. Hopefully they do some DLC for it. I'm hoping we'll see, but yeah, everything between like just the basic dark stuff, soul stuff you expect from the combat to like the bonfires, whatever the shell points, whatever you find. I can't remember what they're called. To like the magic to every single um shell, quote unquote, you can
mhm,
find all has like a different ability. Some of them repeat, which is fine. I mean, there's like 60 in the game. Um, and it's even got like a easy mode where the crab literally has a gun. Uh, and it one shot kills anything. So like if you're struggling on something, like it's got that accessibility feature,
Yeah.
which is cool. But yeah, I really clicked with this game.
Yeah, I really, really like this game. I don't think I clicked with the combat, and it's nothing to do with how good the combat is.
Yeah.
Um, it's just I could never nail the timing down on the blocks, and I don't know why.
And see,
Like,
I could, and that's the weird thing because usually in Souls games, I'm horrible at parrying.
mhm.
Like I was pretty good at parrying in like Stellar Blade, but it's a
That
Souls
one's a little
like
more forgiving.
yeah, for sure. But this one, yeah, just once it clicked where you have to, it's like okay, you have to block first and then release the shell whenever
Yeah,
they attack. Like once that clicked for me, it just I don't know, it was just yeah, just
yeah.
clicked with me.
But like that being said, I really did love I loved this game, and
Yeah,
all the bosses were great. Uh, I think I really enjoyed the leveling system as well.
yeah,
Like you could kind of get a little overpowered, which is always fun, you know.
always fun, always fun.
Um, yeah, those the last couple of bosses were really good. I really enjoyed all the bosses in this game. Some of them were very challenging, I would say.
There were some very difficult bosses in the game, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like everyone's saying, like, "Oh, this is like the easiest Souls." Like, I don't know. Like this one has some. The final boss is rather difficult, I will say.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's definitely challenging.
yeah, I mean, aside, yeah, definitely challenging. And for the most part, this game was really excellent. Aside from some performance issues,
Yes, for sure.
oh
Dropping
my
into
god,
the teen like
dropping
the
into the
single
single digit,
digits. Yeah.
like dropping into 0. Like,
Yeah, I couldn't imagine playing this on the Switch. It was probably, like, borderline unplayable in
I
those
was
I mean, it was borderline
shaking.
unplayable in those spots on the Xbox. Granted, it would last for a few seconds, but man, when it happened, it was like, "Oh my gosh, like, what are we doing?"
Right. Yeah, that
Um,
area after the imitation crab
yeah.
was outlandishly bad. Like some of the worst performance I've ever seen in this
Yes.
specific area. Like so weird.
Yeah, and gaming in general is, like, one of the worst I've ever seen. Like, I've never had an experience where it was so choppy to the point where, like, the game would almost freeze.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, just the moment, like, you get out into, like, the main area, um and like you come across like the first boss and he's just like lawbreaker, it's like
And it's
I
the
was like,
clipping and
yep,
it's
yep. I was like, this game is like not taking it seriously in like the best way possible. So
yeah.
I highly recommend like if you're a Souls like fan, I think this is like a must play.
And I
And
think
just
they patched it too.
they
I
did,
think they recently patched it again. Or at least they patched the Switch version again, so maybe it runs
yeah.
better on the Switch now.
So yeah, I think it's a fantastic game, and I mean depending on what the rest of the year looks like, I think this could easily fall in the top like maybe even 5 for me.
Wow.
So we'll see. Yeah.
Um I mean, Stellar Blade, that one came out recently, but Stellar Blade, I finished that one up last week
I
right
loved it.
after the
Yeah.
podcast. Yeah, yeah, absolutely love this game. I want to jump into New Game Plus because I heard there's like
I did
additional
too.
abilities you unlock, actual new content in New Game Plus. So I definitely want to play it. Definitely want to kind of play through it again. But I think from start to finish, this game was great. The combat was just so excellent in this game. The boss battles
It
were
was so
really
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like story was, left a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
Some, you know, questionable choices, but overall, I think this is just a really, really solid game. Like really great.
Yeah.
Um, did what it was trying to do and did it well.
Yeah. It's a shame because like I think in the, like in the game of the year discussion stuff, like people are just gonna point out all the dumb controversy of this game, like for like no reason really at all
Mhm.
on both sides. I mean, we talked to death about it, but yeah, hopefully it gets a fair comparison to other games like in the game of year discussions because it really is like a really great Souls like, but I don't know, it's not quite a Souls like it is, but like you know, it's like on I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it has aspects of it. It has the campsites,
Yeah.
but
Like you die, you don't lose anything, like, which
no,
is like kind of refreshing, to be honest.
it's
Like,
kind of nice.
so yeah, like really, yeah, really just like the campsites you find and like enemies respawn. That's
That's
kind
it.
of it. Like there's the healing like that you do, and you can upgrade that or whatever. But like other than that, like yeah, just kind of a
Kind of an
more,
action game.
yeah, more of an action game than anything. Which is cool. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Um, that's kind of it for me. Prince of Persia, Balatro, Another Scrab, Stellar Blade, Hellblade 2. I think it's definitely going to be up there. I just haven't finished it yet, so I don't want to say anything yet. Um, kind of my
Yep.
games that I want to play some more, like Paper Mario. Granted, it's a remake, whatever. But that game is really great. Animal Wells up there. So far when I played. Zao, I definitely want to play some more of that. It just kind of, and I've seen this stuff with the developer. They're getting harassed, which I personally I haven't seen anything online about it, but obviously I'm not following that Twitter page, so I don't really know what they would be harassed about. But apparently they're getting harassed, which is a bummer. Like, come on, man, like just y'all like just like, literally touch grass. Like, come on, like
Yeah,
it's crazy.
just don't
But
be a loser.
that game was really fun. It was a great like Metroidvania light game, and from what I had played so far, I played a couple hours, really enjoyed it. It just came out right when Another Crab's Treasure came out and Stellar Blade, like
Mhm.
just kind of a bad timing for me. I got to play some more Helldivers. I bought that game and I played it once. I need to play some more of that. Um, there's a game called Crow Country that I want to check out. It's like a Resident
Oh
Evil
yeah, yeah.
style, like PlayStation 1 style, like Final Fantasy 7 graphics kind of game. That looks really cool. I've heard good things about Lorelei and Laser Eyes. I want to check that out. Um, I think the biggest disappointment for me, Nick,
I know
is
you're gonna
Dragon's
say
Dogma 2.
that.
And I was so high on that game, and I've seen a lot of, like, people talk about it online, is it was a lot of people's, like, you know, up
This is
there.
great.
This is
Yeah.
a fantastic game, and then once you hit Batal, like, it just kinda fell off for me. There's too many enemies all in the same general area. It just I just didn't enjoy it after that point. It was like a slog for me to get through.
I still loved it. I'd still I didn't have as bad of a time as you in Batal, but
Yeah,
I can totally understand and see how that could happen because you're right. Every 10 steps in Batal, you're aggroing another set of
something,
enemies
yeah.
that leads to another encounter. And you can kind of see it, like you can then start to see the shallowness of that area, which is a huge area. Like it's like half the game.
Yeah.
Um, so
And I didn't
I
love, like,
get
the mission structure, like, I didn't like how vague it was with their side quests. Like, there were side quests where I would get and didn't really understand why I got it, and then I would progress the story, like, a little bit, and then I would lose that side quest, and there would be no way for me to check that out. I'm not opposed to missing stuff because that's just how RPGs are, but I felt like some of that stuff was just so incredibly vague with
mhm,
how I got it and how I should start it and, like, what the time limit was on it. I just didn't
makes
love that
sense.
aspect of it.
Yeah, like I agree with you there. Like at first, I really liked the obtuseness of it,
Yeah.
of everything, of not really knowing how anything works and just kind of rolling with whatever outcomes happen, and that leading to some really interesting moments. And then you kind of realize that those moments happen to everyone else too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, I mean, I might go back into it and, like, jump into, like, New Game Plus or whatever, later on this year, but, yeah, it just I mean, I was really enjoying the
I mean, we
game
were,
up
we were
until
talking
Batal.
like this is like it
Game
feels
of
like
the year,
Elden
kind of
Ring
like the next
level.
Elden Ring kind of yeah, RPG, and it just I mean, it just took a nosedive for me, and it's a shame because I really enjoyed that first part, that first area.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. I still loved it, but
yeah.
I can see where the cracks are. Um,
Any games that you're disappointed by or stuff that that's on your list to play that you missed?
disappointed. Nothing that like really disappointed me this year so far.
Okay.
I mean, like the lowest rated game I have on here is Pepper Grinder, and that one wasn't disappointing in the con like it wasn't disappointing in the gameplay or anything like that. It was just it was a little too short for the price for me.
Okay.
And that's kind of why I feel that way because that's a really cool concept. I think they could have done more with it, whether that's having additional worlds or um having more unlocks, things like that. And then there are two games I really want to go back to, like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. I, I, I need to get
You
back.
started that and Final Fantasy like the same week. Like
No, no, no,
crazy.
no, 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 no. I don't think I did because uh, that came out.
That was in January, I think, right?
Yeah,
And
that was
then Final
January.
Fantasy came out in February.
But I was playing something else at the same time as Like a Dragon, and then
Weren't you
yeah,
playing like
and
Unicorn Overlord or something? Or like you played the did you play the
that's
demo
fun
of
to
that?
do. But I put like 6 or 7 hours into it.
Jesus.
Um, yeah, I really want to get back to that game because it's just such a fun game to play. And then Final Fantasy Rebirth, I have like 40 hours, 35 or 40 hours in this game.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not even halfway through. Like there's way
I've
too much
seen
to
a
it. Way
lot
too much.
of that same sentiment where people are love the game, but feel like it's kind of dragging at some point because like everybody wants to like 100% these areas and then move on. And there's just like 7 areas or something like that. That it's like, man, all right, I'm ready, kind of ready for this game
It's it's way too many.
conclude.
It does something that I've come to really hate with games where once you get into a new area, you know exactly what the structure of it is.
Gotcha.
Like, you're gonna do this, and then this,
Yeah,
and then
it's
this.
like a checkboxy kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I really liked about Stellar Blade is that it didn't really do that thing. Like, it had the 2 open world areas, but the structure of them was different, right? And you weren't just like, "Oh, going to a tower," and well, there were no, there's only a tower in one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really dislike that because then I'm thinking ahead of, like, how many are left? How
Yeah. It's like,
many how many
do
of them
do I
are
want to
left?
do this 3 or 4 more times? Probably not.
Right, yeah, and then it's 7 of them that have, like, these huge areas. But otherwise, it's a really great game, like, that's the thing about it, like, it's a highly rated, the story is fantastic so far, the gameplay is phenomenal,
Yeah.
but it's bogged down with all of this side stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Both of these remakes have had their separate problems. I just maybe
It's
I'm
too
just not a
much.
big Final Fantasy guy.
Yeah. I yeah, I want I'm excited to play 16 at some point. I mean, I've
Ye
got it here. So I want to play through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I never really grew up with Final Fantasy like that. I mean, I've had the ones on like the DS, whatever, that were really fun. But like 10 is like really the only one that I really like absolutely loved.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know. Um,
Oh, sorry,
look at
but
my list.
lastly,
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hellblade 2, I mean, that one's
Yeah,
phenomenal game, so very
and
short,
you
but
finished that, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Any games that you have missed this year that you want to go back and play?
I don't I don't think so. I think
Okay.
yeah, I mean, has there been anything else, like, big that's come out this year that I don't know, I
Oh,
still need to go back and play Mario versus Donkey Kong.
yeah, I do have that one. I've cleared like maybe 4 or 5 worlds.
Mhm.
Um, you know,
It
it's
is what it
solid.
is,
It's
yeah.
solid. It's not like mind blowing or anything. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's very simple, very easy. But you and I both got it on like half price, so I
Makes it a
wouldn't
little
say
bit
it's
more
worth
worth it.
$50, but if you can catch it on sale for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's everything for me. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I think that's it for me.
Sweet. Well, just to we'll update our. I've got the fantasy critic pulled up here since we were talking about it for a second.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I see you did a couple of sneaky pickups. You got. I know you already had Metaphor Reinventazio, but I see you got SteamWorld Heist 2, Microsoft
Yes,
Flight
sir.
Simulator 2024, which we already know that's going to be like in the 90s. So that
That's
was
a
a good
lot.
pickup. I picked up. I think the one I picked up recently was Assassin's Creed Shadows. I grabbed that one.
You know what? You know, new games on the list that I'm seeing here right now.
What's that?
That's open for bid.
Is that?
Astrobot.
Oh yes, I do see that.
This might be the first one where we kind of have to. We gotta be a little strategic with our bids here.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's definitely a big one.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the list here. Oh yeah, Doom Year Zero. That's that new Doom game, I think.
Yeah, that one's probably gonna get announced.
Yeah, Dreadwolf is on there. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I mean, that could be a decent pickup. But yeah, right now you are at a 102. I'm at a 77. Princess Peach Showtime is the one that I had against you, which I ended up losing points on. And then you got Silent Hill 2 Remake, which I had that negative. I thought for sure that wasn't coming out this year, but I may just keep it on there because like I also am not 100% sure that game's going to score over 70 because it's Bloober Team. We'll see. And then you've got Black Myth Wukong, which very possible as well that it might not score over 70. It really depends. But I'm feeling very confident about Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. That game looks better and better each time I see it.
That one does look really good. I'll give you that.
And then the only thing left on the so SteamWorld Heist is coming up in August, and then Black Myth in August. So like we don't really have a lot of stuff coming out. Now that could change. I mean, I've got the Plucky Squire on there. I've got now that we kind of confirmed the Switch 2 isn't coming out this year, maybe a Donkey Kong game and mainline 3D Mario isn't going to come out. But I do have Metro Prime 4, which I'm feeling that's going to come out this year.
Yeah,
Metro Prime 2 Remastered, also feel like that's probably going to come out this year, maybe sometime in the summer. And then you've got Avowed, which again, one of those games where it's like it could be excellent, but I don't see it scoring below an 80, but we'll see.
I can very much see it scoring below an 80.
Okay. I was trying to Indiana Jones, I think that's probably going to be a pretty high score, hopefully. Visions of Mana, maybe
in the low 80s.
Yeah, and then you've also got Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War, which I think is probably
that could come
out this year.
It could also be very early 2025.
You've got an unannounced next mainline Mario Kart. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And then Hollow Knight, which it's been canceled, right? So I mean, we're just not going to see that.
Yeah, that one was recently canceled, so definitely won't see that one. Anyway, so, yeah, I gotta save up some money for this direct because.
Oh yeah, I mean, but but look. So you've had 7 games release. I've had 6 games release. You're beating me by 34 points, and we both got a budget of $87 out of 100. So we're
spend accordingly.
Yeah, spend accordingly because with this, this direct's going to be huge.
Because I mean, most of it's going to come out this year, right?
Yeah, this year, and who knows what it is. So
I bet we'll see some sort of Zelda. I wonder.
People are like Ocarina of Time, maybe. Come on, baby. I think we're getting. I think we're getting the remakes. Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. I think those are coming.
Yeah.
I think those are coming.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that is going to wrap up the show. We appreciate everyone watching and listening to the audio version. Greatly appreciate it. If you can review us on your favorite podcasting platform of choice, that would be awesome. Yeah. Let us know what your favorite games of the year are, and maybe even your predictions for Summer Game Fest weekend, or week, or however you want to call it. I think it's like a week of stuff. You can either email us in gamingwiththebros at yahoo.com, or you can text us. If you go into the description of the podcast, there is a text link. It literally pulls up like your iMessage or Android message, whatever you have, and you can just text the show, your questions or predictions, whatever you want to talk to us about.
Yeah.
Nick, final thoughts before we have a really big weekend with all the game stuff.
Oh man, I forgot Xboxes was on Sunday.
On Sunday, yep.
Yeah. Oh man, I hope everyone gets whatever they want. Like,
Yeah.
let's get the Hollow Knight Silk Song on Friday, and
I think we'll see it
Gears of
Sunday.
War 6.
We're getting a release date Sunday. I'm manifesting it into existence.
Wow. Yeah. Let's do some manifesting. Come on.
I want to see. I think peak Twitter will be when is Hollow Knight Silk Song out yet? Twitter handle finally says yes. that'll be like peak Twitter, and
Wait,
we'll just go down.
I think they tweeted the other day. Is like, I don't want to keep doing this.
Yeah, I saw that too. It was like the first like non-no thing he's posted in probably like 2 years.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be peak right there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge moment.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we will see you next week with a pretty monumental show. I mean, I'm sure we'll have a lot of stuff to talk about. Hopefully good things. Nick, are you going to be streaming with me Friday?
Probably not. I'll probably be on the way to High Point.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I plan on streaming the 2-hour event. I'm not going to stay and stream like the Day of the Dev stuff like that. So I'll start that up around like 4:45 on Friday. So tune in if you want to, and then Sunday we're gonna stream that one.
Yeah,
the Xbox one. Okay, sweet. All right, guys. Well, we will be back next week. Bye bye.